Tonight on DC News Now at 5, the man suspected of shooting 2 National Guard members appears in court for the first time. We're live outside of the courthouse with more. Also, the cold weather sticks around, and meteorologist Damon Madsen is tracking the latest.
After major backlash from DC restaurants, the rules around streeteries just like this could change once again. The emergency legislation aimed at helping restaurants keep them.
Then it's Giving Tuesday, how Montgomery County is giving back to the community. And TexGiving is taking over a brand new DC venue, and this year's summit is bigger than ever. We'll take a look at what's in store in today's Tech Talk.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 5. I'm Mark Hall.
Hey, good evening. I'm Annalisa Gale. We want to get a check on our forecast on this Tuesday. Mark, it was messy this morning.
It was a messy morning, Damon. Just wasn't really a nice day overall, but...
Yeah. I mean, these early December storms, you never know what you're going to get sometimes. And yeah, we got all of it, I think, out there across the DMV. Mostly a cold rain in and around the district, but we've had the videos and seen those pictures from north and west of the city. And one of our weather watchers also brought in a picture here. Christy Yackel, Jugtown in Washington County. This was the scene before that switch over to a cold rain. Some sleet, freezing rain, even a little snow mixed in there on her front lawn, as even Snoopy was not a fan of this wintry weather out there, it seems. And yeah, that's what many folks saw before that change over, and it made for some slick conditions as we all started our day, especially very early, right around sunrise. But this was by no means a major snow or even ice storm. Look at that. Most of the snowfall that accumulated was right up along the Pennsylvania-Maryland line. Everybody else, well, even if you did see a few flakes, it didn't stick. And as a matter of fact, it was just that plain rainfall, and we totaled up quite a bit, nearly an inch along I-95 through D.C. over toward the Chesapeake Bay. And that rainfall was more than enough to cause some problems. But hey, we're waving goodbye to this storm system. It's now exiting, and I mean, look at that. We've had dry conditions since just after lunchtime, and even the clouds are starting to kick out of here. So we'll be clearing things out. It will be getting a little bit colder once again as those temperatures tumble heading into the night. And as this cold air lingers, well, is that a sign of things to come? Could we have more wintry precipitation before the week is out? We'll have a full look at your forecasts with those answers coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Developing tonight, the man accused of shooting 2 National Guard members in downtown D.C. last week is being held without bond.
Yeah, Rahmanullah Lockenwall appearing before a judge for the first time and now facing multiple charges, including the murder of Guard member Sarah Beckstrom and assault with intent to kill in the shooting of Andrew Wolf, who remains in critical condition.
And DC News Now's Randy Bass was in the courtroom and has the latest. Oh.
All right, we know that Lockenwall is still in the hospital. There seems to be some technical difficulty there with Randy Bass. He appeared virtually over video call from his bed during today's arraignment, not saying much to the judge there. We'll have the very latest on this on our website, dcnewsnow.com.
All right, today President Trump honoring National Guard member Sarah Beckstrom during a cabinet meeting today, calling her an incredible person and a perfect human being. He said that her parents are devastated, and he praised her dedication and pride in her service to the country. The president also said that he spoke with the family of the 2nd Guard member still fighting for his life despite the deadly shooting. The president went on to say that Washington, D.C. is still safe.
I will say, despite what just happened, Washington, D.C. has become a really safe place. We had crime numbers a year ago that was so bad, embarrassment that the city, the capital of this country, could have numbers like that. And Washington now is, no murders.
Well, police data shows that there have been 7 murders last month alone, and There are at least 28 unsolved murder cases that have happened in the last 6 months, and we reached out to the police department for comment on the full numbers on the crime in that period. They sent us their website showing the crime statistics.
Also today, we learned more about those 500 troops requested by President Trump. Right now, it's still unclear when and which states will make their way to the district. Meantime, the Pentagon saying this about those deployments today.
Can confirm that everybody in D.C. is now armed, and a lot of our D.C. National Guardsmen are now also doing joint patrols with members of the police department here in D.C. So their safety is, of course, top of mind, and we will continue to make sure that they're able to do their jobs in keeping all of our great Americans safe across our cities.
And for the very latest developments following last week's shooting near the White House and the fallout, head to our website right now, dcnewsnow.com.
Well, developing now, the Trump administration is threatening to withhold SNAP benefits in most Democratic-controlled states if they don't give information on those receiving assistance. They say it could happen as early as next week. Now, the administration says that their cooperation is necessary in order to root out fraud in the program. Several states, including Maryland and D.C., sued to block the requirement. About 1 in 8 Americans use the program to help buy groceries. No one was hurt after a large fire at a home which was undergoing renovations in Fairfax County, Twin Brook Road in the Kings Park West area last night. And officials believe that the fire started as a result of construction materials that were left at the back of the home. No other injuries were reported. The damage is estimated about $108,000. All right, well, 2 people were injured in an apartment fire in Temple Hills, Maryland. Now, take a look at the video. You can see smoke and flames coming from the 4th floor of an 8-story building. Prince George's County Fire and EMS say that it happened around 9:30 Monday night on Curtis Drive. Fire officials say that 1 person was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Another was taken to the hospital with serious injuries after slipping down steps while trying to get out of the building.
Well, some new concerns for those who rely on telehealth. The expanded virtual options are set to expire soon. That would mean Medicare patients will revert back to their previous options. This may create limited telehealth options for rural patients. A medical expert says it can also create some problems for people who rely on childcare or struggle with transportation.
Yeah, have a good portion of people who just decide, like, it's not worth my time to go get that follow-up visit. I'm just not going to go get that visit, or not going to get my blood pressure checked because, you know, it was high at my last visit. They want me to come in every 3 months, but, you know, it's just too inconvenient.
Now, between D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, nearly 3 million people have been enrolled in Medicare. Now, after some intense backlash from D.C. restaurant owners, the rules around streeteries are changing again.
D.C. Council passed emergency legislation to reduce the costs and ease the new restrictions to outdoor dining. D.C. News Now's Liberty Simmons has the latest from Adams Morgan.
Well, you can see the chairs and tables and coverings on these streeteries here all gone, and business owners say these streeteries will be out of here this week. But one local council member is pushing emergency legislation to help keep them.
It seems like the city is working against local business. It's not fair.
Neighbors dismayed after the District Department of Transportation rolled out new costs and regulations to outdoor dining that caused many businesses to say goodbye to their streeteries.
They're like making it more expensive and coming up with all these rules and regulations. It feels like they're just trying to clear the streets.
Under the DDOT rules, restaurants would have to pay a $260 permit fee, $20 per square foot rental fee, and adhere to stricter design rules, all of which many restaurants decided were just too costly.
I don't understand why the city is working against businesses that are operating on razor-thin margins to just run in these really hard economic times.
Councilmember Charles Allen proposed emergency legislation to lower the price per square foot to $15 and give DDOT greater discretion to waive certain design requirements to help restaurants keep their streeteries.
This is public space. No one is entitled to this space.
I have heard businesses complain that's very expensive.
I think anything that helps the business save money is great.
And that emergency legislation would remain in effect for 90 days. In Northwest D.C., Liberty Simmons, D.C. News Now.
All right, Liberty, thank you. Thousands of people across the DMV are volunteering their time as part of Giving Tuesday. In Maryland, volunteers filled hundreds of boxes with food to help members of their community. And DC News Now's Kevon Dupree, he covers Montgomery County for us, and he spoke to volunteers about the importance of their work.
Volunteers packed more than 350 boxes of food here at the Up County Hub for Giving Tuesday. Then people distributed them at several locations. Volunteers say it brings them joy knowing that they're helping others. Volunteers at the Up County Hub in Germantown, working to support others.
Giving Tuesday is a great opportunity for people to give back to their community or give to people in need. And so here at the Up County Hub, we service so many residents with food distributions.
The task at hand, packing food.
A couple hundred boxes of produce, fresh produce, and then we are in the process of packing another 120 boxes with canned and packaged goods.
Jeff Truitt volunteers often at the Up County Hub. Stephen Myers does as well.
For me, it's fulfilling, and nobody should be hungry in this country. There's no excuse. So I like feeding people.
Truitt says the need for food assistance is especially great now, following the recent government shutdown.
Thousands of federal government workers have lost their jobs. They've been fired. They are not finding new jobs right away, and they need food on the table too, just like everybody else.
The volunteers say they take immense pride in giving back to their community, and they benefit from it too.
I enjoy working as a team doing this for folks, and I think it's good for your mental and emotional health.
In Germantown, Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.